What's up, guys? So today I think we're going to be taking a look at another I guess you say another one of these Sudden Strike 4 kind of like tutorial thing. um Sorry, I'm a little sick, so sorry about my voice. Someone told me it sounded like I'm hitting the jewel whenever I breathe, which I can assure you I'm not that much of a fucking retard. But jeweling aside, so today we're going to focus on the Battle of the Bulge in the German campaign. So it's the last mission in the German campaign. And as you can see, I'm all prepared for this next section, which I'm going to show you guys how to do. And just to give you a quick synopsis, you start all the way down here in this corner of the map, and in this corner of the map, and you basically have to hit villages and go all the way up to this village, and then you come over to this village. The mission certainly is hard. Um, your troops are they're undersupplied, so all of your tanks have half, if not less than half fuel, and less than half ammo. Most of your troops have half, if not less than half ammo. Um, it's not a good situation, and it's also realistic. Uh, as many history buffs might know, the Germans in the Battle of the Bulge were woefully undersupplied with fuel and ammunition. So I'd recommend you take General von Bach, the German supply general, to get the maximum amount of supplies. As you can see, I have a lot of supply trucks here, but you can also see that they're mainly commandeered American stuff. There's only some German stuff here. And that's because that's what you kind of have to do. I also commandeered a Sherman tank. Uh, I recommend you any kind of vehicles you find, whether they be supply, repair, or even tanks. If you can get those, I'd take those, because you need them. You need everything. So anyway, um, as you can see, we finally made it to the last part of the mission. Now, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know the ending of the mission, you can click off right now. Because at the end of this mission, what actually happens is you take the final village here. Then the game tells you set up observation posts, and what ends up happening is a massive allied counterattack comes in where you have to defend the village here from the counterattack, and then you actually are told to retreat all the way back here, hold this intersection for a little while, and then you're told to completely exit the battle zone down here in a full retreat. Basically, it's supposed to simulate the way the Battle of the Bulge went, where the Germans advanced pretty far and then got pushed all the way back. So we'll go ahead and kick off that process now by setting up the final observation post.
Prepare your forces for the next attack. Reinforcements and supplies are on the way.
And you get a decent amount of reinforcements down here. And you'll see what I mean by the
Reinforcements arrived.
ammo and fuel situation. You could see this Panzer IV, for example, has a third of his fuel, and under half the ammo. Same thing with the Tiger E over here. Like, it's a pretty bad situation, but you can see, because I'm using General von Bach, I get this supply truck here. So,
Erwarte Befehle.
Befehle?
Jawohl.
unload the troops, because if I'm honest, guys, half-tracks in this game, don't use them. They're just death traps to the soldiers in them, because they don't have any armor. And they have some armor.
The Allies must be launching
See,
a counterattack.
here the Allied forces starting to come. They won't attack for a little while. So,
Hier kommt der Nachschub.
just refuel the Tiger over here.
Ja, Kommandant.
Push the Panzer up a little bit. Open his
Ja,
hatch.
Kommandant.
Befehle? Infanterie meldet sich zum Dienst.
Move the infantry up.
Bewegung, Soldaten!
MG geölt und einsatzbereit.
Feind gesichtet.
excuse me.
Befehle?
So, we'll refuel him, and
Befehle?
we'll take this infantry, and we will put them here,
Bewegung,
and we'll
Soldaten!
figure out what I want to do with
Zu Befehl.
these two. Probably,
Feindliche Einheiten!
if I'm honest, I'll probably end up just putting them. See, the Americans are already attacking. I'll just put these guys here.
Wir reparieren und füllen nach.
And we'll put these two
Jawohl.
here. Excuse me.
Feindliche Einheiten gesichtet!
Hit it with everything you got!
I mean, you can see the Americans are coming in force, as is what actually happened with the Allied counterattack.
Bereit für die Schlacht. Bewegung,
could use
Soldaten!
infantry over
Der
here.
Feind.
Take
Befehle, Kommandant.
these two and
Eliminate them!
we'll put them behind.
Ja, Kommandant! Jawohl!
Befehle, Kommandant. Befehle, Kommandant. Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Bestätigt. Jawohl.
Make sure these guys, I don't know what they're doing, but they're gonna drive right out into the line of fire. So you really don't have to worry about anyone coming from the southern part, like down here below the village, or even to this part of the village, over to the west here. You don't really have to worry about that.
Fahrzeug funktionstüchtig. Einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
Just in case, I'll place the Panzer
Watch
IV
out! They're flanking us!
and the Tiger E right here.
Befehle, Kommandant.
Now, what you will notice is between the Panthers and the Tiger IIs, even the Panzer IVs,
We've managed to hold back a massive counterattack.
you do have superior tanks. Like, that is
Gather what is left of your force.
pretty obvious.
Before we march forward, we need to wait for the reinforcements to join us.
So, of course, we're going to wait till reinforcements arrive. Spoiler alert.
Einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
We're not going to be attacking. Guys, don't move your forces out of defensive positions. You're not going to be attacking from this point forward. Despite what the game wants to tell you, you're not going to be attacking. Trust me.
Five group of enemies are inbound. They're almost on us. Hold out just a little longer, men. Help is on the way. They're here, right here. Ah!
So your outpost is getting currently shelled, which is just fantastic.
We cannot allow them to encircle us. Retreat and hold out until reinforcements arrive.
Befehle.
I mean, just defortify everyone.
Befehle.
And the best thing I can recommend is to literally
Infanterie in Bewegung!
make a straight beeline back.
Einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Befehle, Kommandant. Ja, Kommandant.
Bewegung, Soldaten!
Ja, Kommandant.
Take all the supply vehicles to make myself feel good.
Jawohl.
I mean, yeah, guys, this is basically what you want to do.
Ja,
You
Kommandant!
literally, I mean, your entire goal
Infanterie meldet
is
sich zum
to
Dienst.
make a straight
Jawohl!
beeline.
Infanterie
Back.
meldet sich zum Dienst.
Ja, Kommandant.
Okay, this Panzer IV-H is not cooperating.
Ja, Kommandant!
These infantry are... And, oh great, there's a massive traffic
Der
jam.
Feind!
Hold. 'Hold this position, men.
come the Americans. Not too far behind you can see. Are you kidding me? And that's one of the other issues you'll run into. Mines.
Wir reparieren und füllen nach. Befehle, Kommandant?
Why I deployed smoke. It's my fault. Alright, my repair truck doesn't want to repair people. That's cool.
In Bewegung,
Gotta love
Kommandant.
that. Yeah, there's gonna be a massive traffic jam because of this disabled Panther. But you can see I pretty much got all my forces out of there, and that's what you want to do, though. Really, you wanna.
Befehle? Jawohl. Fahrzeug funktionstüchtig. Bereit zum Angriff. Bereit zum Angriff. Hier kommt der Nachschub. Ja, Kommandant? Wir reparieren und füllen nach. Na los!
Ja, Kommandant. Bewegung! Erwarte Befehle. Erwarte Befehle. Bewegung, Soldaten! Eröffnet Feuer!
To be able to move my infantry away. And you'll see there's just an absolute massive counterattack that happens by the Americans.
Bewegung, Soldaten!
Organize my infantry into bushes, hidden bushes. Give the tanks further sight line.
Bereit für die Schlacht.
Get over here. I'm honest. What I'd recommend you do.
Infanterie in Bewegung.
Befehle? MG-Schütze in Bewegung!
Infanterie einsatzbereit.
MG-Schütze meldet sich zum Dienst.
If you're trying to save all your forces, it is quite hard to do.
Bereit für die Schlacht.
Ja, Kommandant.
Target destroyed.
Infanterie einsatzbereit.
Another large attack is coming. Fight until your last breath.
Bereit für die Schlacht.
Befehle, Kommandant. Jawohl.
MG-Schütze meldet sich zum Dienst.
We'll repair this Panzer.
Ja, Kommandant.
Let the Sherman push up. Like I said,
Erwarte Befehle.
I'd recommend just move your forces back already.
Reinforcements arrived.
Now, these reinforcements are very important
Wir sind einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
because it has a, I believe that's an Asta wing, which is really important. It's an anti-aircraft tank, and you'll see a bunch of Typhoons start coming in and absolutely swarming you, so it's something you want to look out for.
Wir sind einsatzbereit, Kommandant. Fahrzeug funktionstüchtig. Befehle, Kommandant?
Infanterie meldet sich zum Dienst. Verstanden.
You can see the Americans attack with M26 Pershings. They're pretty good. But, you know, if you have overwhelming fire superiority, you don't have to worry too much.
Excellent work, soldiers. The sky's just cleared up completely. Typhoons incoming! Hostile line to target.
Oh, here come
Cannot hold them off
the
any longer.
typhoons.
Fall back to avoid complete encirclement.
And you see the order just went out.
Wir sind einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
Just completely haul butt
Infanterie
cheeks.
in Bewegung.
Hier kommt der Nachschub. Ja, Kommandant.
Ja, Kommandant. Jawohl.
Feind gesichtet. Bestätigt. Zu Befehl.
Just try to retreat as best as possible.
Verstanden.
I
Jawohl.
believe this guy in the tower here is somewhat of a distraction, but this Panzer IV probably won't make it back because of engine trouble. But as you can see, we'll probably get most of our forces out of here,
Der Feind.
which is always a good thing. It also helps you with the stars at the end of the mission, getting you more rewards. But yeah, as you can see, the Americans are actually already here. So your forces are going to have to push through.
Bewegung. Der Feind. Ziel in Sicht.
See, despite the Americans even being on your flank, your forces still do pretty well because the German tanks are still pretty superior.
Beeilung. Bewegung, Soldaten. Infanterie in
This
Bewegung.
Panther tank, he's confused. I don't know why he's driving like a fool. But you can see you still do lose quite a few.
Erwarte Befehle. Wir sind einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
In Bewegung, Kommandant.
You can see this Panther tank completely ran out of fuel. So, all in all, I lost a few tanks
Feindliche Einheit.
from enemy fire, and a tank just purely ran out of fuel.
Wir sind einsatzbereit, Kommandant.
You can just unload the crew and
Befehle? Bewegung,
they'll be able to
Soldaten.
get out. Once you enter forces into this circle, they just continue running out of the combat zone.
Ja, Kommandant. Bestätigt.
So, and surprisingly, this guy,
Befehle, Kommandant.
Infanterie meldet sich
he's
zum Dienst.
actually still alive, so we'll have him
Bewegung,
retreat.
Soldaten. Bewegung, Soldaten.
Excuse me. But, he'll probably either die, or if he makes it here by some miracle, that'd be interesting. But yeah, so you can basically see how it's pretty hard to escape with a lot of your forces and get better rewards. The best thing you want to do is pretty much don't worry about having an orderly fashion, like an orderly retreat, but just have everyone completely haul ass to the next location. And you should be able to make it, because if you wait a tad too long, as you could see, with up here in the village, up here, and over here, and even down here, I mean, you'll pretty much get trapped, and you don't want that. And as this guy leaves, this is pretty much the end to the German Battle of the Bulge mission, which, if I'm honest, is probably the hardest mission in the entire game. Just because, yeah, this guy he'll get destroyed. Hardest mission in the game, pretty much because,
You've saved hundreds of lives today.
you know,
I am very impressed by your performance.
hardest mission because the complete lack of supplies you get for your forces, despite having the heaviest tanks who guzzle the most fuel. The Panthers and Tigers, and the Tiger ones, the Panthers and Tigers, they just gargle so much fuel. So, by far, is hardest mission. So, hopefully this helps you prepare better for the Allied counterattack in the last German mission. I'd recommend you do what I did. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I think it's a really good way to help yourself win the mission by fortifying your units and retreating to certain spots the way I did, and positioning your troops. Anyways, guys, that about wraps up the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that dumb crap. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.